Hello, Ender Sword here again, this time with Game 1 of a clan match, clan war between exioN and SCA. exioN's first player here is going to be exioN Sinsa, our Terran player up on the top right-hand side of this map, and his opponent for today is going to be SCA BowmanSX, a Protoss player down here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. This is a familiar map to everyone probably. It is Daybreak, so a standard Wings of Liberty map that probably everyone is quite familiar with. But of course, we're not on Wings of Liberty anymore. We're going to be on Heart of the Swarm. There's not usually a lot to talk about in the first couple minutes of the game. That's usually when you'd be discussing, say, player style or what they could do on this type of map, anything like that. Not overly familiar with either one of the players at this point enough to comment on their style, and even if I was, it would be probably completely changed now that we are in Heart of the Swarm. So I don't know what exactly to expect on this type of map. As this develops, we can see a pretty standard opening here by our Terran player exioN Sinsa, who I probably will get to know a lot more about. I have actually joined on with Team exioN just recently to do mostly media and casting like this, but also to certainly get better and try and get trained up by some of those guys and become much more awesome compared to the barely awesome at all that I am currently. We've got our Protoss player going for two quick assimilators here, just getting them one directly after the other. We'll see if he goes for a full three instead. Yeah, probably will go for the two probes on each of the assimilators early on. Just wants a bit of extra gas out there. The gateway, obviously, core coming right behind that, so just looking for a bit more early gas. A lot of Protoss are doing that to try and get the mothership core out a lot quicker, to make sure that they can afford to get both a stalker or a sentry as well as the mothership core, and really let the energy be building up on that from a very early point in the game. Sinsa going for a single gas there and then getting out a single marine. No real sign of what's going on here yet. Going for a second marine there, of course. Likely, I'm kind of anticipating an expansion here. That's probably what the SCV, of course, is sent down to do, and we're getting a reactor on that as well. He did kind of get a good look, obviously, here at what's going on. Sees that only one gateway is down. No others are actually being started or anything like that. So he's not certainly expecting anything aggressive. There does come the mothership core, and now getting three workers on each of the gases. The mothership core getting out a bit early is, I don't know if anyone's really even decided at this point if that's early or not, what will kind of become the standard thing to do, but making sure that it is out and able to build up energy is going to give them the ability to have this photon overcharge, which is really key to defending your own bases and defending what's probably going to be expansion here in a few seconds. Otherwise, there's really only this one stalker out to actually defend anything, but between that and the mothership core, that's probably adequate to be defending against the few marines that we see coming out from Sinsa. He is adding on the factory behind this, and off of just one gas, that probably indicates that he's either, well, I would think that it's going to be mines at this point, as opposed to, say, going up to tanks or anything like that. The expansion kind of coming down, or just finishing now, actually getting him out of a supply block there. He was briefly blocked at 27 supply with a depot and command center finishing at the same time, and going right to the starport here as well. And yeah, we'll be getting out a couple of mines. Over in the Protoss base, we can see that he is going for the Stargate and Oracle play to get out there and try and do some harassment. One out on the field already, and we're going to see if that can actually get anything done here. no real defense at this point, no turrets or anything like that up for our Terran player, and no mine in place defensively at this point. So as the Oracle does swing in here, he's kind of, oh, and there comes the mine right now, which is actually going to be just a little bit late, burrowing in the location. If he was there like 3-4 seconds earlier, he could have actually been able to pick off this Oracle, but instead it is going to get in here and get a lot of damage done. Sorry, I realized didn't have the production or unit tab up. Mine's coming in later, trying to get under this, and Marines finally coming up and shoving the Oracle out here now. Marine's not a great defense against the Oracle, as it can actually pick several of them off. We've got a second Oracle coming in here, trying to come into the natural and see if he can catch that unguarded, but there is a mine in place which is going to spot that, and bam, just that single blast is able to take out the Oracle. He's kind of poking around, but now maybe a little gun shy in the area as to where he can be. That is not going to get him picked off by those single mines. So a bit of an investment, obviously, to put those down. Oracles are the type of thing that really can do a lot of harassment, do a lot of damage to the other player, but they can also be shut down really brutally. They can just be made into a bit of a paperweight. Here, getting a bit of damage done and continuing on with that Oracle production, kind of leading me to believe that the beams are actually going to become part of an initial push onto our Terran player here. Getting a few stalkers up, just 4 of them out poking around. Widowmine is going in front of, or beside these bunkers, moving back a little bit there, trying to create some sort of defensive barrier here. Oracle coming up, using his Envision ability to give sight of that Widowmine, which the Protoss player does get clear of, only taking a little bit of hull damage on one of these Stalkers, and all of a sudden we've got 3 Oracles and a decent number of Stalkers kind of piling up at the front of our Terran player's base, and we get cool versions of the Zealots coming in, and yeah, it looks like he's just going to push at this, see if he can take down one of these bunkers. There were no SCVs initially in position, trying to repair now, but that one does go down, the second one not being repaired until it was deep in the red, and this may just, yes, it does bowl him over, absolutely. So Oracles in there just turning their beams on, able to kill those a lot quicker than the SCVs can get up to the top, get up to the front and repair them, and we are going to game 2 of this clan match. Stick with us.